I ask you a question? Are you ready to get and keep momentum in your business? I hope so, because it's Penny Elliott here, your host to having the perfect mix of the woo with the do. If you're ready to create the life that you want through a business designed by you, then tune in. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Get Momentum for Online Entrepreneurs podcast with me, Penny Elliott. This is the show where we match the woo with the do. So that means it's your perfect mix of mindset and strategy to have fast success in your online business, so you can finally live the life that you thought you were going to when you first started your business. And we are kicking off the podcast with the Hit Refresh on 2020 Summit. And today I have the amazing Anna Powers here. And I have known Anna for so long now. It's probably actually not that long, but in the online world, it's a very long time.
In the online world.
Yeah, exactly. We pretty much, we're born together. So we met through a course that we did that was hosted out of London, and we met just before going to the Ritz, and we spent some amazing time in the Ritz. And this is way back when you were into health and wellness.
Yes.
And I have seen your transformation and journey as you've gone from health and wellness to that's what I really want to do, and I'm a full-time amazing partner at a law firm. And then I think you're about to make partner, and then you're like, no, I'm in the law track. And then you're like, no, hang on a moment, I really like copywriting. And then you're now not a lawyer, now you're fully into copywriting, and now you've got events and live events and like this huge following, and she's on stage with loads of people and guest speaker and like keynote speaker, and I could go on and on and on. But I'm sure you have the throughout the whole time we've spent a lot of time sharing some funny messages across Facebook and Instagram and all sorts of stuff about cats and men and running. And we were going to do Chicago marathon together, but then I got pregnant, and then it didn't work because Sarah Anna got way too busy.
You had a baby, and then I just got old and said, this isn't for me anymore.
Rubbish! You got far too many clients and got far too busy. So we kind of both got busy on different spectrums. But anyway, we share a great friendship, not just online buddies as well. So over to you to tell everyone and the listeners and the viewers like exactly what it is you do and how you help people.
Well, thank you so much, Penny. I was like, keep going. I sound amazing when you introduce me.
You are.
But truly, you're such a light, and you bring so much enthusiasm and joy to everyone who knows you. So I'm so excited to be in your orbit today and to be sharing with your listeners. So I am Anna Powers, and I am an online business mentor, and I help my clients create what I call magnetic messaging or click-worthy copywriting so that they can make more sales and get their dream clients. And that's really what I do in a nutshell. We have a lot of ways that we work with people, from a super high level year-long mastermind to group coaching to our signature program, Magnetic Messaging. But it's been quite the journey to get to where we are now. And so I think when we're talking about this topic, Hit Refresh on 2020, this certainly isn't the first time that I myself, and probably you and pretty much all of our colleagues who have found success online, we know about this refresh thing. And I think a refresh is a beautiful opportunity to keep to what's working and feel some freedom to try out things that may work better than what you were previously doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, that leads perfectly into the first sort of like question, I guess, that we try, because all good things have structure to start with. So I'd love to share because the reason why I really started this is because I was looking at my planner on the wall, and I had spent hours sorting that planner out, and I'm going to launch here, and that makes that quarter mean that I'll have this launch and that amount of revenue coming in, and that'll hit my overall revenue goal. And and I put a lot of effort into it this year, and I literally could just take the whole thing off the wall and start again. And I was like, wow, you know, people usually set their year goals between Christmas and New Year's Eve, and they're like, right, next year I'm not doing this and I'm going to do this. But this lockdown period has meant that people have had such a long time to think about what it is they really want to do in their life and their business. So I'd love for you to share with everyone like how you're hitting refresh on 2020, how you're ripping that wall planner down and how you're sticking up a new plan, so that, you know, because there's been a lot of vibe out there that, oh, 2020 was a write-off, which is absolutely rubbish. We've still got like 7 good months
I reject that. I reject that idea.
Yeah.
I reject and refute it. So I have a lot to say about this, but I think I'll start with a mantra that I have for life in general. And I've had this mantra for several years, and it is, everything is always happening for me. Mm-hmm. So if ever something doesn't go the way that I thought I wanted it to, I have this belief and this confidence that there is something better for me. So, for example, we hosted a live event last year for the first time, a bigger live event. We had more than 50 of our clients there, and that resulted in almost $250,000 in sales for us. Of course, we thought, all right, well, this was something our clients loved. They're still connected. Like, people formed little mini masterminds out of, they're still connected. Even the ones who didn't continue working with us further, like, they're still finding value from that one experience that we gave them. So of course we were planning it again. We were going to have it again. I had someone who used to be a part of Brendan Burchard's amazing team helping us plan the event. So like, we were all in, like, getting the best people. And then this happened, you know, we made the decision that, you know what, we were slated for October, but we hadn't yet put down the deposit. Again, everything is always happening for me. The event planner had said, hey, the venue came back higher than I want to see it. Give me another couple weeks to negotiate. And this was like the end of February. So of course, the first couple weeks of March, everything shifted from, oh, maybe this will be like a month-long blip to like, maybe it's a year and a half, and who knows when we're, you know, I mean, it shifted so quickly. And I just looked at that as, you know, thank you, Lord, for direction and guidance and divine protection. And so we decided that even in November, while it may be permissible to travel, we're not sure that our clients will feel safe and excited to come. And full-on 3-day experience. So we just decided to call it off. But I believe that, you know, we'll have it again in 2021, and we are going to do something else that we're meant to do this year that we just haven't thought of yet. So that's how I approach it. When plans change, it's that, okay, this or something better. And so if I don't get to have this thing that I thought I would have, that just means I'm going to have something even better.
And that is a great like point for people to write down. Even if you're driving, listening to this, you can like write on your hand. Like it's so many people think, well, I listen to everything running, right? So you know, you have to like put it on your notepad real quick. So you said it's this or something better.
Yes.
And so many times when adversity happens to you, people think it wasn't this, and so it's bad.
Yeah.
But you just reframe that totally. It's this or something better. So always expect if it doesn't happen, it's not a bad thing because something better is going to happen. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's where I'll start, is that mindset that, okay, plans are going to change. That just means there's something better that I hadn't thought of yet. So what a cool opportunity. And just adopting that mindset, it's like what we believe we will become. So I truly believe if you think that it's going to be worse, it will be worse. If you believe that it's going to be better, you will make it better. You will show up with an energy that attracts better. And so that's where I start. And then the other thing that really helped us is that, and this is something that I teach my clients, we have an ascension model, which I'm sure most of your listeners have heard of. So basically your clients go on a journey with you. They have a certain starting place, and then you have programs and offers that can meet them at different stages of their journey. So we're serving one purpose, which is for us, our tagline is pursue your powerful purpose. And everything that we do, whether it's me writing copy for someone, which I do very rarely, really just for super high level business owners at this point, or whether it's us teaching someone how to write their own copy or coaching them through how to set up a digital product, we are helping them pursue their powerful purpose. And we have a lot of different ways we can do that. So when one thing gets taken off the table, that's not our one thing that we have to help people. And we've been digital for years. So in that way, I felt that we were very blessed, and in a really good position to be able to step up quickly and help our people, because we didn't have to figure out Zoom. I've had Zoom since 2014.
I know, how funny is that? People are like, oh, we're doing the Zoomy thing. like, what? Haven't you got a Zoom account?
Right. And to us, those of us who are in the digital space, that's just been second nature. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, the things sometimes that are most valuable are the things that you just take for granted. Like so many people needed the support that we could give because they're not in a position to choose having to go online. They're now being forced to go online, and they're trying to figure it all out, which is something that you and I did, years ago. By choice, not by necessity, which is a beautiful place to be when you're in choice. And so that's the other thing I would say, is that because we had this ascension model already built out, it's just one thing had to come off the table, which is our live event. But we had plenty of other opportunities, that we could offer to our people to get support in ways that are relevant now.
Great. So if there was one thing that, at the end of February, before it went from, and it did, didn't it? Like, it was a bit of a shock. It was like, oh yeah, this COVID thing, oh yeah, it's happening over there, right? It's over there somewhere.
Yes. Yeah.
And Wuhan, and it was like, oh, Wuhan's on the news. Oh, it's becoming a bit earlier up in the news stories.
Right.
A bit earlier up. Oh, now they've got it in Italy, and you're like, oh well, and especially back down here in New Zealand, we're like miles away. And then all of a sudden it was just like, bam, this has changed, right? So if you could go back to that point where it was for you guys, I mean, for us, it was a certain date where we went from like total freedom to stuck in your house for 5 weeks. If you could go back to that point before, and knowing what you know now, what would you have bought or done differently for your business?
So, okay, I got to preface this with, I am not someone who really has, I don't believe in the energy of regret. I absolutely, there are certainly choices in my life that if I could have made them differently, if I could go back and make them differently, I would. But I don't believe in shame and beating yourself up over things, because, hindsight is 20/20, and I think we're all doing the best that we can at whatever moment we're in. So I have to preface it with that. That being said, I think it's really important that all business owners, but especially online business owners, look at the opportunity cost of anything we say yes to. So there are certain things that may give us a short-term payoff, whether it's cash money or some kind of credibility booster, but they have a big cost in the long run. So there are definitely some opportunities that I said yes to at the beginning of the year that took some time and some energy away from, for example, putting some focus on an upcoming promotion of one of my programs, or creating more content for my people and my audience and the people who follow us and have been learning from us for years. Had I known, that it was going to be so big, there's definitely some different choices I would have made about some things that I said yes to that took up big chunks of our time that we could have really used to focus on our own programs.
Okay, yeah, that's great insight. So it's, and I think that's one thing I've learned becoming a mum, that, no, although is my son's favorite word, they're very good at saying no to you. No. And I think as we get older, we become more and more amenable to other people, I think. And it is very, and the same with my clients. It's, I always say to people, start with sales at the beginning of the day, because that's the thing that fuels the rest of your business. It fuels also your personal life. It fuels all the things that you want to do in the world, I guess. And you need to start on that right at the beginning of the day. So you're so right in the fact that you need to focus on what works right for you first and your business first. And then if there's space to do other stuff.
Yeah,
say yes to other
absolutely.
things.
And just count the opportunity cost. One of my mentors, James Wedmore, he has this, like, I love the way he frames this. It's like, we all have so many energon cubes in a day, and so we don't have unlimited supplies of energy, right? Our energy, like you said, by the time we get to the end of the day, this is why, people overeat or drink too much at night, because they've used up all their willpower. So
yes.
look at how many energon cubes. And I think especially for any of your listeners who are in a blended model where they're doing some done-for-you services and some coaching and teaching and leveraged offers, it can be very tempting to take on those done-for-you clients who may pay those big prices up front. But then you do that project for them, you have to immerse yourself in their world, and then it's done. Versus what if you put all that, and this is something we've started to see in my business. I'm like, oh my goodness, all the money that I've made for all the people I've written for, what if we put that focus and energy toward our own copy? Because copy and messaging come so naturally to me, it's sort of ironic, but in my own business, it's kind of like, I'll be writing an email at midnight the day before it comes out. Whereas I would, for my clients, my goodness, they're going to have it way ahead of time with revisions, and I'm going to have white space on my calendar blocked out to really soak into their voice. But like treating your own business, if you're in that blended model with that same level of respect, will get you so much further. And it's really important that we give our businesses the respect that they deserve.
Yeah, I mean, that's the age-old saying, right? I'll probably not get the saying right, but a plumber has the leakiest house, because their house is last to be done.
Yeah, he's going to fix everybody else's, or I'm reviewing all my clients' copy, and then it's like, oh, you need to write your sales page.
Write it, but also review it. Not just write it, but review it as well. Yeah, totally. And that's why I've had to put because I don't work full time in my business. I'm also full time mum, and I've had to limit it to 2 VIP clients a month, and that's it. And although I have the space technically to do that, then I spend no time actually working on my business and continuing to fill that pipeline and continuing to have those things up and coming. Because we've got a great friend of ours, both of ours, Rachel McMichael, and she said something to me years and years ago when we first met in London. She said that your sales today reflects what you did 30, 60 and 90 days ago, and it is so true. So you could be doing amazing right now, but if you're not focusing on filling up that sales pipeline, whether that's with great content or getting ready for a launch or writing your sales pages in advance, that's the things that you should be thinking about. That's going to reflect in 30, 60 and 90 days time. So yeah, it's great piece of great tip to because we might end up going back into a lockdown. I mean, you guys haven't even come out of it really.
Yeah, I think here we haven't had as uniform measures because all the states are doing something different. I'm in Mississippi, so, we are a more rural state comparatively to lots of other states, and have not been hit as hard as many other areas. But yeah, it's all a little murky for us over here, exactly what it's going to look like to, get back to quote normal end quote. But I don't think it'll go back to the normal that we all knew. Really ever. I think this was a turning point in history, and again, you can make that mean what you want, and it will become whatever you choose to make it mean.
Yeah, 100%. I was speaking to Lisa Carpenter, and she said something that just really made my eyeballs stick out. And she said, we all know that this is a new world and we're not quite sure what it's like, but she said, after 9/11, we all still take our shoes off at the airport, right? And we all fly with things that are under 100 mils. And that is just like, I can't even remember the last time that I took like a drink bottle on a plane. And I definitely flew before 9/11 a lot.
Right.
Isn't that funny how that just has become how we fly? And so there will be things like that is just how it happens now moving forward.
I mean, I definitely remember because I spent a semester in France, which was before 9/11. And, I just don't like to sit for 9 hours or 6 hours, 7 hours, however long the flights were. So I remember when I would go to France, I would be just standing up in the back of the plane, stretching, standing the whole time. And now, like, there's no way. I mean, you can stand up, go to the bathroom, sit down. You're not, but yeah, it's very different. And I did fly enough I do actually, remember some of those differences. And, that is just the world that we live in now. And there will be things like that, emerge from this time. But I think even deeper than that, emotional things, in the way that we all process what has happened over the last couple months.
Yeah, I think that will be the long-standing effects. So I guess, and talking about the emotional side of it and like the much more deeper side of it, what is the legacy that you are and your team are wanting to create and leave in this online space?
Yeah, well, I know that, we both have audiences that have all different kinds of faiths, but I'm very open about, I love Jesus. And so when I think about the way that Jesus showed up in the world, moved throughout the world, it was a legacy of love. There was kindness, compassion, love, absolutely justice and righteous anger over things that were wrong. But you only ever saw anger when it was like people were being abused or mistreated. And it was always like righteous anger. And he was always leading with love. And I also like to think a lot about, Jesus never hurried. He was never like rushing to perform the miracle. It wasn't like, oh God, I only have 5 seconds to, feed the crowds with the loaves and the fishes.
Come on, water. Spread.
No, it was just an ease and a power. And, I'm big on the mantras. I've already shared one, but one of my affirmations is I am supernaturally strong. And I believe that because I believe that we're all made in the image of the Creator. And so we all have access to not just strength and, strength that we have to hustle for and drive for, but like supernatural strength if we choose to tap into it. So that's the legacy that I want to leave. I want people to, if they reflect on me or when they reflect on me, to say, that was a person who made me feel seen and appreciated and loved.
Well, I can tell everyone that's watching and listening to this that she already does that. Every single time I get a message or anything, I always feel that. I mean, I would have naturally just described you like that anyway. So you're on your way, lady. You are already there. I think you need to set a higher legacy because you've already done that one. You have. And I mean, you only need to have a look through your website and, all your testimonials and all your socials. Everyone feels the love from you.
Oh, well, that makes me like almost teary-eyed. And, similarly, you give that same joy and just, you have this like infectious enthusiasm and this ability to like approach things with this real sense of delight and wonder and like vivaciousness. So I just love and appreciate that about you so much.
I'm a toddler in a big person's body.
To be. I mean, kids have the most fun, right? I mean, why don't we all just
totally.
And I feel like the older I get, the more I let myself, do those silly things like dance around to the, make up a rap that I'll say in the middle of my keynote.
yeah, totally. I know. Don't save it for the old folks home, people. Do not be racing your Zimmer frames at the old folks home. Race them now. Have a laugh. So I guess, I mean, you love your mantras. So as the last, well, I guess, first of all, how can people get in touch with you? Because we've like talked about your socials and what everyone says about you. So let everyone know what your handles are. And obviously we're going to put them in the show notes down below.
Yes. So marketing faux pas, and this is something for all your listeners to take note of. I go by my middle name. So people call me Anna. However, annapowers.com was taken when I started my business. So my website is my full name, which is sarahannapowers.com, and there's no H on the Sarah. It has been such a source of confusion that at some point we will just pay the money we need to pay to get the annapowers.com. But for now, I'm at sarahannapowers.com, and you can also find me on Instagram at sarahannapowers. I love the Insta stories, and I regularly feature my cat, King Arthur, there, and I respond to all my DMs, so that's probably the fastest way to get a hold of me. And then I also have, for any of your listeners who do have businesses where you're selling things online, I've got a sales page template that is
which is to die for.
Yeah, so it's literally the same framework that we use to create our sales pages. We've had hundreds of clients use it by this point in time, and possibly thousands. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably more like thousands of clients use it. It's proven it works, and you can get that for free at sarahannapowers.com/stellar sales page.
Awesome. So we will pop that down below. And if you want to see a live example, then you can head over to pennyelliott.com /1-to-1. And actually, Anna wrote pretty much my whole website. Well, I mean, I wrote it, then you like Americanized it and tweaked it. Yeah, zhuzhed it. That's the word, zhuzh. We zhuzhed it. So that was way back when as well. So this template, I cannot tell you, is phenomenal. It's really, really fantastic. And you might think, like, this is one of the biggest mistakes if people make mistakes. I'm just going to roll with that word, that I see people making in their online showcase, which is their website, is having a really brief sales page. And so I cannot stipulate enough that you need to go and find the show notes for this and go click on that link and go through to it and download it and follow this template. Because if you are driving people to your sales page and you're not getting conversions, then it is because you are missing some key elements. And those key elements, you might think, why do I need to say that? Like, whatever, I just tell them about my product and how good it is. This is going to show you the bits that you're missing, and by spending the time in these bits that you're missing, and I don't want to give away what they are because you've got to go and get it, you will literally make, or it depends on how much you're selling, but it could be hundreds or thousands of dollars more by taking the time to download this and spend some time on your sales pages. They are one of the most important things that you need to get right and continuously tweak. And if you're having any issues, doubts, or anything like that, then hit Anna up on the DMs and Instagram. That's probably the best place. And she will point you in the right direction of where you are on her value ladder and what she can help you with. Don't just go straight for, can you write my sales copy? Because one, she only takes on like two clients, well, probably not any at the moment.
Very few. Yeah, I mean, I have just fewer than 5 always, and usually only 2 at any given time. And it really depends on what we're launching. Like if we're in a launch, we're not really gonna be doing one-on-one because copy, it takes so much energy to get it right. But I love that you said don't just hire someone to do it for you, because I really believe in every area of our businesses, we need to have at least a basic level of understanding.
100%.
Otherwise, you spend all this money and you hire someone, and how do you even know if they did a good job for you? So my rule of thumb for a professional copywriter is hit your first 6 figures in sales before you hire someone to do it for you. Up to that point, get training, get a program like messaging or some other copywriting program, read books on copy, find a mentor that you resonate with, which is exactly what I did. I started reading books on copy, and I follow like the greats, and I found the one that I resonated with most, and I just did everything I could with him, signed up for everything I could, and then learn it yourself enough to where what you know what great copy is when you see it. Even if you don't want to ultimately be the person writing it, that's just going to be such a better use of your resources than throwing money at something but not really understanding. Because there's great people out there, and then there's people that, you know, just slap a title on their website and they don't really know proven conversion copy.
Yeah. Listen to that. Let that sink in, people. That's exactly the same in the Get Momentum Mastermind. There are training videos on everything from, you know, sales conversions to funnels to webinars to challenges, and it's and Facebook ads. And it's important, I think, in every aspect of your business that you understand first and foremost how to run it yourself, and then you decide what parts you want to outsource.
Yeah.
And I've had lots of clients who are like, I'm not technical at all. I don't want to do this at all. And I'm like, sit down, watch the videos. I've mum-proofed them. My mum understands them, so you will. And see what sticks. And at the end of, you know, at the end of 4 months, they're like, I really love doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to outsource something else. You know, I'm going to outsource all the creation stuff, which I thought I didn't like, you know, which I thought I liked. So you never know until you immerse yourself. And it's so important as women in business, particularly. We need to know what connects with what and what does what and stuff like that, so that people don't pull the wool over our eyes. You know what works and what doesn't. And when you're speaking to someone and you can say, I specifically want this, 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 and this, and I want it to look like this, you're going to get a much better result than, oh, you just look after it. You're the professional.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, if I can learn how to do Facebook ads, and I did my own Facebook ads for the first 2 years of my business, you can learn how to write basic copy.
Yeah.
You know, there is a skill to it, but as long as you have a guide who actually knows what they're doing, it's not rocket science. I mean, again, like, we're teaching online business, not, you know, rocket science.
Yeah, exactly. So jump on, grab that gift. Sorry, we totally diverted there, but it's something that I'm really, really passionate about. I know that it works. My one-to-one page has made, I don't know, $250,000 just from that one page that you wrote for me.
Happy.
Right, awesome. It's probably more than that. I know that. I mean, I know that is at least a minimum of that. So it works, right? So you've been given a piece of gold right there. So just as the last little soundbite, what is your favorite one-liner to give yourself that pep talk to get momentum in your business?
Okay, well, we kind of went through the flow of the show before you started recording, and I was stressed about this question. I was like, I don't know. So I'm going to fudge a bit, and I have a 3-liner, but this is like my quote for life. My dad told me this, and it's kind of a funny story. I sober crashed my car at a drunk party. So I wanted to be popular in high school. Yes, this is a true story. I wanted to be popular, and I really wasn't. And I thought if I followed my wild friend to this party where everybody's drinking, and I wasn't going to drink, but I just thought maybe I could hang out with the popular kids, and therefore their popularity would rub off on me. So I drive down this dark road into the woods. It was like, I'm in Mississippi, right? So we're like in a wooded clearing. It's woods, and then it like goes into a clearing. And I get there and I see, like, I thought 6 or 7 people in my class drank and smoked. No. My whole high school class was there, all drinking, smoking, like beer in one hand, liquor in the other, cigarette dangling from their pinky. And I was so shocked because, you know, I was very much a goody-goody. I'm so shocked that I don't even realize that I slammed my car into the back of one of my classmates' parked cars. Injured. But I mean, I went there to be popular, and that was not the way to do it. I still had on my cheerleading uniform because it was a Friday night after the game. I got out of the car and I like sink onto the floor, and I called my friend Amanda, who was also a cheerleader, over, and I said, Amanda, what kind of hell is this? And she said, Annie, you need to go home. So anyways, that's the background to, I had to go home and tell my parents, and I was 15 at the time, because you could get your license at 15. I had to wake my dad up and say, I am so sorry, but I have crashed the car, and not only have I wrecked it, I hit a parked car at a party I should never have been at. And, you know, his question to me was, well, first of all, thank you for telling me. And he said, and then, just, Anna, why did you go to that party? That's not like you. That's not who you are. And I said, Daddy, I just wanted to be popular. And this is what he told me. And this is what I'll leave your audience with. He said, it's good to be popular. It's better to be respected. And it's best to respect yourself. And I was like, oh, wow. And that really shaped the way that I made decisions, for the next decades. I just turned 40. So 25 years, that's really been a guiding light for me. Integrity is one of our top core values in our business. And so even if something might look popular or get us more followers, it has to be something that feels full of integrity for us. And I think that has enabled us to progress farther faster because we're clear on who we are, and therefore other people can be clear on who we are, and they can trust us really quickly because we walk that out, myself and my team. Because we show them the core values and the company vision when they first come onto the team. So everybody who works with us understands, this is what we're about, and it really shapes all of our interactions. So that's my guiding mantra.
Amazing. And what a great story to end on as well. Oh, fantastic. Hey, well, thank you so much for spending time with me and the listeners and helping everyone really reframe instead of hitting refresh. I think you've reframed how we should think about 2020. So thank you very much. And all the links to everything are down below and the show notes. So make sure that you grab that sales page template because it is a winner chicken dinner. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Penny, for having me on.
Wow, what an amazing episode. Thanks for tuning in. And if you loved the woo with the do and want to dive deeper into how you too can get and keep momentum in your business, then please join us at pennyelliottgroup.com/consistent clients for the live training this month. It's going to be super juicy as I'm giving you access to the only 3 daily habits and mindset tweaks you need to have consistent clients in your business forevermore. Come and join us.